I end up just diving into. So yeah, I'm gonna just do it when I'm ready though. Like, you know.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I was pretty scared of it too because I didn't start off in film. I know a lot of photographers, even my age, they're like, we did film first, you know, through school, and now we're doing digital. Or, you know, the old school photographers, like, we did film first, we knew the dark room, and now we have a dark room app. It's just, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, like, I like the fact that it teaches me to really, really, like, now, like, really, I know how to shoot with digital, but, like, film is like, you can't go back, you know, so it's just like, you have to make sure everything is perfect. And I was always the instant shooter, like, I would just, you know, just shoot 1,000 times and just one of them will work. But now it's like it costs money to develop, so it's just like, you know.
Yeah, I like the concept and the process of film, and I actually like how it really looks on film. Like pictures, like the skin just like looks so.
It's almost like.
Clean.
Do you feel like it's so like it's almost more realistic, like almost hyper? I can't explain it. Like just more. It feels more real, like you're in the photo more of the film.
It feels real, and then it feels like, you know, it's when you think about it, it's less work because in digital, you're shooting, then you go to the retoucher if you have one, and then that's a whole process. And so with film, it's kind of just like, okay, we're gonna shoot this. You know what it looks like. You don't have people hovering over you, looking at the screen.
That's true.
Or you don't have a big old like playback screen computer in the studio. Like everybody's hovering on it, like, oh, make her do this, you know, and putting their ad libs in. So
that's a good point. It's almost like it's more.
It's more the photographer's view.
Yeah, it's more organic because it's like it's just trust me. At this point, because I know now, like, there's so many people in the studio and they can see it. Oh, I don't like this, I'm gonna do this. But now it's just like you have to trust me. You have to trust me, trust you, and like what you're doing because this is all we have. We can't push playback. So that's interesting. Yeah, I've been thinking about. Well, I'm kind of transitioning to just
you're shooting film right now.
Yeah, I love it. It's just like it's like a whole new like experience. It's like getting into like video when you've only been doing photos and. Yeah, it's just it's different. I want to do some self portraits. I've been working on that. I have like this super old school film camera, so it's like I have to find like a trigger that would go like halfway across the room.
Okay.
But that's like my next step. I want to like because I kind of stopped shooting for like doing other people's photos, I guess, like freelancing, and so like now I'm like wanting to do just self portraits like in my travels, and I kind of want to vlog. I've been thinking about vlogging, like doing videos of my travels. Because it seems like it's easy. You can record it on your iPhone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it used to be all tough. Like,
and you see, like, amazing places. So it's like...
Yeah. Do you have... Oh, yeah. So what's your travel bucket list?
Right now, definitely Morocco. Spain.
Whoa.
I'm judging
We're working on that. We're working on Spain. We're working on Spain.
London and then Italy. Those 4 right now. Those are like...
You know, I feel like if you went to London, you would never come back.
I know. I
just
feel
had
like
this
I would
weird
move there.
feeling.
I feel like I would find
You
a London bloke.
The scene. It's perfect for like photography and it's big. It's like a cleaner New York. So it's not like New York, but kind of like New York. The only thing is like it's always like cloudy. I noticed that in London. But do you like cloudy?
I mean, I do, but
like, are you a sunny photographer? Like, because you know there's like the sunnies
for
and the
shooting,
cloudies.
I like cloudy. Yeah, for sure. But like for living, like day to day, I like to see the sun. You know. Yeah,
especially when you wake up, you see the palm trees.
Yeah, I like to see the sun here and there. So
you have a lot of window space over here. I'll have to show you guys. I'll pan around the room. And since we're on video now, these are her paintings, her blue and yellows, and yeah, actually it's really nice. The process is pretty dope too. I'm noticing like the different layers.
Yeah, the first layer is like it's a mirror spray paint, and then I wiped it, and it gave like this like rustic vibe to it, and then I put that bold.
I'm really actually intrigued because like a lot of times people think that like photographers only shoot, and I kind of like the fact that a lot of photographers I know have like hidden talents, because I think that's a hidden talent. Like painting is not, you're not like saying, hey, this is what I do. It's just kind of like, this is what I did, and like this is just for me.
Yeah,
I noticed that, and it's like it becomes like healing because it's like something that's just for you, that you create just for you and only for you to see, you know.
Definitely, yeah. And I like abstract, kind of like work and like textures and painting.
Yeah.
So
And I like, there's a lot of layers too. That's what I appreciate about it.
yeah,
Because it's like art in here. Is that still like back?
this is actually an old photo
Okay.
I found in my friend's apartment. They were like sitting outside, and I was like, "Damn, that framework is nice."
It is.
So then I painted over whatever was the old little grandma like portrait with this like the.
Do you consider yourself a painter?
I wouldn't take that title.
I think so. I mean, you spray paint, you like paint your tools and all that, and now you have paintings too. So.
I feel like I'm a creative when
That's
it comes
true.
to like that. Like I wouldn't take the title of, because I would hate for somebody to be like, "Oh, I'm a photographer," just because I got a camera.
And you know what? Let's talk about that. Like how we feel like people are kind of like I guess they kind of get into these titles and they can't get out of it almost. Like because you're a visual artist, you just create whatever, whenever. Like how do you feel about people just saying, "I'm just a photographer"? Like I'm just.
I feel like, I mean, if they choose to say that, that's their will, but I mean, me personally, it took me a while to like claim photography. Like I was like in the studio and I was like, okay, before I say I'm a photographer, I want to actually be shooting, be getting paid to shoot at some point.
Really? Okay.
You know, like I don't want to just like pick up the camera and say, this is like, I'm going to just claim this. So
I see what you're saying.
I was like doing an internship, and then I was like, you know what, I'm in the studio and I kind of know what I'm doing with these strobes and these backdrops. I'm officially like a photographer, and I feel like you choose when you to decide that.
That's
but
true.
That's why I'm like,
very
I can't
true.
really point the finger. Like, you know, if they feel like that's who they are at that moment, that's on them. But
I think I was a photographer for a while. Now I'm kind of like, I feel like it is a moment thing because like now I'm not shooting as much. And I'm trying to do like stuff elsewhere, so it's like now I'm this and I'm that, and it's just like, you know what, I don't even want like a direct title, just an artist, you know, because it's like I have many hats, and like back to like the artists in the old school days, like yeah, they had many hats. Like now I feel like people just put photographer in their bio or you know just filmmaker, and they're just like there's so many different things that you do, you know, don't limit yourself to just one label.
yeah,
I mean, you can, but you know, you also
Yeah.
could just say I'll do whatever because I pick up whatever and make art.
I can
Which is
get-
your crib. Like this is interior design out here. Like this is.
This actually, I wanted to be an interior designer at some point.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can see that in your work. I can see that in your work, and I can see that in your crib.
I used to want to do that, which is why I
Never
would.
too late.
Yeah, or set design. I feel like I would
Oh,
get
yeah.
into set design.
Okay, that's what we
before-
need. Like I like setting up. Like let's talk about that. Like, cause I love setting up shoots. Like people are like, and I have nothing against people who just do simple stuff. Because it's really elegant, but I like creating, like making like a scene, you know?
making a visual, making a world really for the viewer. I think even with color and like selection of like what you're putting in the image, I think that really matters, because like just a backdrop and a subject, it's like you can do that so many times, and then it's like, okay, she still got this backdrop with this model, gorgeous, but come on, like what else can you do?
Yeah, that's what I like about it. And then it's like almost like sculpture work, because I would say some of your work is kind of sculpture work, because you're using 3D objects in your work, so it's like stage design, sculpture work, still life, etc. So
Yeah.
very interesting. Okay, so I guess we can wrap it up. So what are your social media handles? Like if people wanted to follow you or.
So it is at JassieUO, JassieUO, on everything pretty much. Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, no, you're like the only person I know. Well, one of the only people I know that have actually kept their name and like put it on different platforms. Because you know people like.
I try to keep it consistent and simple, because I know people's attention span is like this big.
And they give you like multiple nicknames, so it's like, no, this is who I am. Like, you know me, and I'm consistent and been consistent. That's what I like about you. Like, you're very consistent.
Thank you. I try to keep it. It's rough, but try to keep it, you know, going.
Well, thank you so much, and you are now here to heal.
Here to go.